I am Uncle Sam, the Yankee Doodle Dandy, the spirit of freedom, the voice of the people, and I'm here to give it to you straight. Listen up, America. If someone was cheating you, wouldn't you want a heads up? If your so-called leaders were playing you for a fool, wouldn't you want to know? Well, I'm here to tell you the truth, because no patriot should be left in the dark. For decades, there's been a con job running under your nose. It's called the Southern Strategy, a slick political maneuver designed to manipulate voters, particularly in the South, by stirring up fear and division while making it seem like they were working for you. Spoiler alert, they weren't. Let's roll back the clock to the 1960s. The civil rights movement was gaining ground, and certain politicians saw an opportunity. They knew some white voters weren't happy about desegregation and federal oversight, so instead of openly opposing civil rights, because that would be too obvious, they started using coded language, things like states' rights, law and order, and small government. These weren't just policy positions. They were dog whistles meant to keep power in the hands of the few while stringing you along. Then came Watergate. The scandal that rocked the nation left the Republican Party in shambles, with members abandoning ship and voters losing trust. The party was bleeding, and something had to be done. Enter Lee Atwater. In the 1980s, he resurrected the Southern Strategy with even more finesse, refining the language to be subtler but no less effective. Instead of outright racism, they talked about tax cuts, welfare reform, and tough-on-crime policies, all policies that disproportionately hurt black and poor communities, while appealing to white Southern voters who had been conditioned to see government intervention as a threat. It was manipulation at its finest. Fast forward to today, and guess what? These tactics haven't gone anywhere. Politicians are still running the same game, feeding you distractions, using fear to control your vote, all while the real power and wealth get funneled upwards. And what's the result? Many of the states targeted by the Southern Strategy all those years ago still struggle with high poverty rates, failing schools, and poor health care access, while the politicians they support stay wealthy and untouchable. Think about it. If these politicians were actually working for you, wouldn't your community be thriving? Wouldn't your roads be fixed, your hospitals fully staffed, and your paycheck worth more? Instead, they keep you busy fighting culture wars while they pass policies that make the rich richer and leave working-class Americans of all races scraping by. Here's the truth. Plain and simple. They're not working for you. They're using you. And that's not just bad politics. That's un-American. While you're out here struggling, they're in smoke-filled rooms making deals, cutting funding for your schools, and selling off your future to the highest bidder. They convince you to blame the wrong people while they laugh all the way to the bank. But listen up, because here's the good news. You don't have to be played anymore. Knowledge is power. Understanding this scheme means you can break free from it. It means voting for policies and leaders who actually invest in your communities, in your schools, in your health care, not just the ones who give you catchy slogans while doing nothing to help you. So the next time a politician tells you they're on your side, take a step back. Look past the talking points. Ask yourself, are they actually working for me, or are they just using me? Because no real American likes being bamboozled, and now that you know, you don't have to be. Stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, don't mess with US,